hello, how are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and we're going to finish up this Frozen Little Golden book. Alright, so just a quick catch up on where we are. We wanted to keep the little golden spine, so we opened it up, we took out our 2 signatures. I cut them down and reduced them so that they would fit when I closed the book. And we then added some extra pages in here, and we did it all on a hidden binding. So now when you get to the middle, this is what you see, and on the outside, this is what you see. So it's some frozen paper. I have a frozen paper pad. We chose a couple of pages out of there, and we got some base color, and we have started to create some pockets, and we have some extra paper if we need it, some extra decorated paper if we need it. So we're going to get started putting some pockets in here now that it's all glued up. I used some Gorilla Glue to put the spine in, so we had to make sure that we let that dry for a good 24 hours before we start, you know, doing stuff. Alright, so we want to start putting in some pockets and things, and so I've cut some pockets and some back pieces, and, you know, figured we could cut these down to size when we, you know, crossed that bridge, so to speak. Alright, so we're going to do some measuring and get these pockets and things in, and then we can move on. Alrighty, so this mess completes our pockets. I know, right? Okay, so I'm going to clear this, because there's a desk under there. I know there is. You know, we'll come back, and we're going to get out the rest of our ephemera and journaling cards and stuff and see what we can do, and I'm going to show you guys the pockets. So I'll be back in just a minute, okay? So, we have washi tape. We have journaling cards. We have tags. More journaling cards. There's one missing, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be 5. Oh, it's around here someplace. I'll find it. We also have some other bits and pieces of ephemera. We have a couple of paper clips that we've made. We'll talk about those in a little bit. And we have some more images here and some scallop circles that I went ahead and cut just in case we want to use them for anything. So we are going to get started kind of putting things together. So let me get this stuff cleared real quick, and then I'll bring the book over and we will get to decorating, okay? Nope, totally wrong. Double checked. Only 4. Okay. All right, so I made these in my live stream. And so if you haven't seen these, let me just show you how to do this real quick, okay? So I just take a scrap of paper and I punch holes. Now I usually keep these on hand in gray, black, and brown, but that didn't work for this project, so I cut some out in blue and purple. And it takes 2 circles to do this. So we put the rest away. Now, usually I use my hot glue gun, but heating that up is, at this point, would be a little ridiculous. So, what we're going to do is, I am going to use some 3-in-1 today. And it's pretty simple. I use these clips. They're paper clips, but I call them owl clips because it looks like an owl. So it's flat, square in the back, and the only sharp parts are going to be on the inside. So I just put that on with the little loops on the inside. Add glue. And I glue another circle on top. And then this just takes a couple of minutes to dry, and I'm going to go ahead and put a clamp on it to hold it while it is drying, and we'll take a look at this one. So you can see these are decorated. Very simple to decorate. This one's got a little applique on it, and then I just put a picture of Anna on there. And then this one just has a picture of Elsa and a little pearl, and then I added this little tassel at the top. And it's very easy to add a tassel to these because you've got these 2 little square points that are at the top here, where the top of the paper clip is, and so you can just put your thread through on either side, pull it to the center, and just add a tassel to the top of it. Kind of cool. So that's going to dry. We're done with talking about those. Let's move on. We have a few more journaling cards that still need to be cut out, so I'm going to cut these out really quick. And if I'm going to back these, then I have to decide if I'm going to mat them and back them or just back them. Now, these I just backed on just plain white cardstock. This is cardstock. This is Nina 110. So, feels like 65. So let me get this couple of these out of here, and then we'll talk about to mat or not to mat, Okay. A little bit more off the bottom here. This one. Okay. So oh crap, I might as well cut them all out on here, Alright, so if I'm going to mat these, I'm going to want to do it on like some colored paper and then put a white paper behind that so that you can still write on it. So let's take a look at what we have in scrap. We have this light blue, which I think is appropriate. And so what I'm going to do is I will measure one of the cards. And my card measures just over 3 1/4, about 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece at 3 5/8. Two and 1/4. And then I'm going to cut a piece of white cardstock that is 3 7/8. So you can see I'm just adding 1/8 of an inch on either side by 2 3/4. Okay, so this is pretty easy to do. Let me grab my glue. So I'll ink this first if I'm inking, and on this one I am inking. If I'm going to round corners, I'll do that now. All right, re-ink my corners. Glue, tape, whatever adhesive you want to use. An 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Glue. And an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I actually cut this one a little big, but that's okay. Sometimes it happens. And then I'm just going to give it a really light inking. And then that becomes a journal card. You can write on the front of it, you can write on the back of it, and it'll fit in my book. All right, so let's take a look. Let's bring the book over. And we're going to get started. So we do have some journal cards already done, so we can put these in. And I'm just going to randomly put them in no particular order at this point. So I have those in. I still have to back these and get them inked, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to back and ink these, which we will get to. But for the most part, we're going to move on to these. So I ran these through my Xyron because I knew that I wanted to make them thicker. And the Xyron makes that easy. So I'm just going to take this, put it close to the edge, I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to do that with all of these, and then I'm going to cut them out. Easy peasy. Once I have them cut out, then I can ink them up. And these can go in my book. So I'm going to give them about 1/2 inch between. And then I will go around the edges of these with my gum eraser. So I'm going to go ahead and get these on here and then cut them down, get everything inked, and I'll be back. And we're going to start putting stuff together. Okay? So let me get all of these down. And ready. And then I'll be back. Alright, we're all inked up and we're back. So, these we'll put to the side for the moment. Let's work with these. Tag. Spin in there for now. So I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to kind of put in, you know, like one thing here and there. I still have a few things that I want to build. So get this in, do a tag here. Definitely going to do a tag there. And this is not going to be the final home. Some of this stuff is going to shift, okay? At this point, it's just a matter of getting it in so that we have something in every pocket. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop some holes in these and start putting in some eyelets. Alright, holes. Let's pop some holes. Oh, this thing is heavy in your hand when you have carpal tunnel. Alright. So now we'll pick out some eyelets. You know, we're going to go with purple and blue, so do a couple of blue, and a couple of light purple. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The dark purple. And a couple of blue. So we'll get these set, and then we'll break out some fiber, and we will get some fibers done, okay? So I'm going to get these set, and then I'll be back, and we will do some fibers, okay? I have fiber and some trims and things out that are in the appropriate colors. So we're going to go ahead and start putting these in. See. And of course, anything that's too long, we'll trim. We'll put that in our box that we have for all of our little bits and stuff. Okay. I love this one. This is a vintage mohair, and it has a little bit of pink in it. Really cool. Put that on there. Give it a little haircut. And then go ahead and do this one. This tag. All right. This is brand new. I just got this fiber today, so it hasn't even gone in the fiber sets yet, but I'm loving it. It's like a chenille, and it's got a little bit of eyelash trim in it, I think. Really cool. Okay. So we're going to use a couple of pieces of this. On these. this little blue, and I'm going to use this one on this. Maybe. If I can get it through the hole. Figured out what I was doing wrong, you know. If you try to do this with, you try to put the eyelids in with the crocodile upside down, it doesn't work so good. Alright. There we go. These little bits and pieces are going to go into my little bits and pieces box. Okay, so let's bring the book back. And now we're going to start putting in some of these. Alright, so I'm going to do some bigger journal cards for this, some like 4x6s. So, I have this, which is from the Hobby Snobby. And it's, a set of stickers for this theme. I have some Amy cards, just some cardstock and some white cardstock. And I thought, we can piece some things together here. We've got some stickers, we have pieces that we cut, we have our washi tape. We're going to make some journal cards. So let's start off with rounding some corners. Shall we do that? I think we should. Now, these are 5x8 index cards that I cut down to 4x6 because I didn't have any 4x6s. So I may need to back them in some white paper because they are rather thin. But we will cross that hurdle when we get to it. Alright, pile of chads. Okay. Alright, so I have chosen, obviously, this blue glitter, some silver with little white dots, kind of looks like snow, and this silver and white stripe, okay? And we also have this white lace. So any place that it's like this, where I've gotten it folded over, I'm going to put some washi tape. So, depending upon whether or not I'm using the wider tape or the narrower tape, will decide whether or not I'm going to use my glue roller or actual glue. Let me get my tiny little scissors because they're easier to get in here with. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to be putting some washi on these papers that are perforated. They're going to get washied. And any place else I feel like it. Okay, so let me get this one. Whew. This is one of those ones I hate. It's the paperbacks. Doesn't mean it's any stickier. Okay. Get that out of there. Bottom looks good. And let's see. This one, I'm going to do, I think, this. I do have a couple of rolls of this just, you know, just in case, because there's not a lot on one roll of this stuff. It's how to keep getting you to come back, you know? Ooh. This is kind of like a vinyl tape. Okay, and then we'll do this one. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing the washi thing. And once I get all the washi in, I will come back and show you what it looks like, because otherwise you're going to sit here for half an hour and watch me stick down washi tape, and that's not any fun for anybody. I'll be back. So, kept the spine intact on this one. Hidden binding. We made some pockets and things. We did some journal cards. We have some tags. Then we went through and added our washi. I haven't put the Easter egg in this one yet, so don't look for it. But we went through and we basically, you know, we added washi tape where it was needed or where we wanted it. And then just kind of started adding little bits and pieces here and there. Now, we do have a couple of pieces left to put in, and then I'm going to do the Easter egg, and this one will be done. Okay? So, we have our paper clips that we did for this. And we can put these anywhere we want. I think I'm going to put this one up here. And let's see. I'm going to put this one over here. This one. And let's see, this one. Okay. Now I do still have one more to make. So we have them in. This is the one that we did together, and we're just going to be real simple about it. I'm going to go ahead and ink this. And then I want to put something behind that that's a little bit bigger than the circle. Let's do. Little 3-in-1. Our net. Little extra 3-in-1 just because. And we'll go ahead and center this. This a second to dry, and then I'm just gonna kind of faux round the corners here. Just take a little bit of the harshness off of it. He is going to go right up here. All right, so that's all of them. I do have to put my Easter egg in this one, and I will get that done, and then I will photograph this one and get it in the shop. That's all there is. There is no more. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that red button for me and subscribe, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. And then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country. 8 o'clock over in Hawaii, they tell me. And I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. Starting in January of 2022, I'm going to be doing free classes. Look for those videos on Saturday mornings. And then I'll go live Saturday afternoon following a video just to kind of walk you through anything that you may have questions on. And don't forget my 12 of 22 journal challenge. 12 themes, topics, or styles, one a month. You can choose to participate or not participate in any given month. And Journal can be no smaller than 4 by 6, no larger than 6 by 9. Must have at least 3 signature pages, but no more than 7. And you can't do them all at once and then turn them all in. They have to be, the topic is drawn on the 1st of the month, and you have till the 3rd of the following month to complete the journal. Okay? That's it. That's all I have for you until I see you again. Stay safe. Bye-bye.